Hello, this is TT,
This is Qwim.
and we're back with a little bit more of Scarlet Hollow. So, old guy died. It's a shame. We showed a bunch of people some stolen footage that we probably should not have had. That's also not necessarily a super great thing. We told Tabitha where we were, and she's like, eh. And we're like, eh. And she's like, eh. And we're like, so, that happened. And now we're starting episode 2. Yes, we did that. Would you like to see a recap of episode 1? We just did a recap. But yes, show us. Long lost cousin, bad news. 26 hours bus ride, countless late night stops, CD depot. But your cousin bought the tickets. Funeral of Pearl and Scarlet. Da 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 da. Welcome to our family's day. Wouldn't go wandering anywhere else. I'm a possum.
Afraid.
Stella mentioned she's famous, and we'll love her. Haha, not famous or two. Yeah, I'm a YouTuber. So are we. Cryptids. I'm hurt. bad dear pain. I'm grumpy. Get out of here, mountain lion. No, there's stuff happening. Save the doggy. Kill the old man. He's lived his life. Rah. Stoop Gretchen into your arms before she wriggles out of her harness. Fixate. Gosh dang it, kablam! In the face. Keep it on her for us. Don't cause any trouble. Welcome home. Go away, Wayne. Grandma called them ditchlings. Bad things happen with the ditchlings. Comfortable, clean bed. Suck it, Tabitha. Tuesday morning awaits. Okay, good recap.
Oh, jeez.
I guess we're gonna wake up.
We can't sleep longer?
You open your eyes. Look at the little puggle. The sun has risen. The birds are singing. You're still alive. For now. You are safe. Your gaze wanders across the unfamiliar room to the window and the woods beyond, and you wonder if the monsters are lurking just beyond the trees, ready to pounce as soon as you leave the comfort of your new friend's family home. You can't help but remember Duke, slumped against a tree, pieces of him scattered across the clearing gross. A knock at the front door. Your morbid thoughts are interrupted by a distinctly unhappy voice filtering through the house and past the closed door to your bedroom.
Oh, jeez. Where the hell is Kitty? Oh, hey, Tabby. There's a fresh pot of coffee on the table if you want to come in. No, I'm just here to check on my cousin. Let's make this quick. I have a lot on my plate today.
You're barely decent. Might be mildly scandalous if people saw you like this.
I think we finished getting dressed and calmly collect ourselves.
Fine. You calmly collect yourself while Tabitha fumes outside the door.
Are you sure you don't want to visit for a bit? You don't have to run around being the big boss this week of all weeks. You should let yourself... I'm fine, thanks. Kitty, I know you're here. Where the heck are you hiding? Greet them, please.
Now sufficiently prepared to greet another civilized human, you open the door and join them in the living area. Gretchen excitedly looks at you and wiggles her tail.
I simply must say that what a joy it is to see that you are finally up. I do hope you're well rested and that you don't mind our most unfortunate guest.
Thanks, Gretchen.
Morning. How'd you sleep? What exactly did the two of you get up to last night? We went up to the woods to film a video. No, not that part. The cops called this morning and told me all about that. They did? What'd they say? Did they find Duke? They didn't find a body, if that's what you're asking. But apparently he never went home last night.
That's because he's dead.
And they had quite a few questions about you, Kitty.
I'm innocent. We didn't eat him.
I know. Don't worry. I told them you were an upstanding citizen.
Thanks.
You should remember that kindness the next time you think about blowing me off to spend the night with a stranger. Hey, don't be so hard on Kitty. I asked her to crash here.
We love to as well.
And look, I don't care what the cops think, Tabby. There's something horrible out in the woods, and I don't think anyone in this room wanted Kitty walking up that mountain alone last night. Stella, would you mind giving me a moment alone with my cousin? And while you're at it, please stop calling me Tabby. We're not in high school anymore.
Says you.
Yeah, alright. You're not going to let her treat my dearest Stella like that, are you, Kitty?
No, we're not. This is Stella's house.
Isn't this Stella's house? Why are you bossing her around? Come on, Tabby, no berating guests in the Richmond household. Whatever, I don't really care if you're here for this. You've been in town for less than a day. My stress is really through the roof. I mean, I get it. Stella got you all worked up and you were too scared to walk home. Sure, whatever. That checks out. But I don't care if those woods are chock full of ghouls and ghosties. You had me worried sick. From now on, you're back at the estate by bedtime. No more impromptu sleepovers.
Let's remind him we watched a
yeah.
man die last night.
Yeah, let's do that. Tabitha, I watched a man die last night. Cut me some slack. Look, I have no idea what happened in the woods, but if that's true, it's all the more reason to head back to the estate before it gets dark.
Yeah, but we like Stella and you suck.
I'm leaving. I'm already lost a good chunk of my work by coming down here. I expect to see you back at the estate tonight.
Suck my toes.
Stella, please try not to traumatize her while I'm gone. Wait, Tabby, let me know if you're free sometime today, okay? You're relentless, we'll see, but don't get your hopes up. Oh, she flew.
Yeah, screw her.
Hey, you good? Sorry about Tabby, she totally blindsided me. I'm good, but how are you? That was a little tense. I'm good, but how are you? That was a little tense. I think we're in the same boat. I probably should have known Tabby would have been stressed about you spending the night here, but I haven't seen her in a while. I didn't think she'd actually come all the way down here. It sucks that this was probably the longest interaction I've had with her since high school. Anyway, sorry for that rude awakening. I've been up for a little while, but was hoping to let you get a little extra sleep.
Thank you.
That was nice. We're up now, and we've got a full day ahead of us if we're going to go get to the bottom of all this. A full day ahead of us. That sounds like it's walking time for me.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, look at her ears.
Let's explore a little bit. How are you so chipper?
Okay.
Because then we can ask about Wayne.
Are you so chipper? You shouldn't be okay right now. I guess I'm just pretty good at compartmentalizing things. What happened out in the woods last night was horrific, but right now we have something important to focus on. I have some time to process what happened to Duke when we get to the bottom of things.
You shouldn't just bury your feelings like that. We should keep exploring.
Yeah. You shouldn't just bury your feelings like that. What happened to Duke last night would mess with anyone. I get that, but I'm fine, really. At least for now. I can process this on my own time.
Alright, so talk about Wayne.
Yeah. I want to check out the mines at some point today. Maybe some of the miners there can tell us about Wayne. He scared the bejesus out of me last night. Definitely. Kanika is waiting for us at the library. We should head over there first. But unless we can find something solid on ditchlings there, the mines seem to be the strongest lead we've got. Oh, let me set up a group chat. What's your number?
Oh, yes. You and Stella exchange numbers. Text message from Stella to you and Kanika. It reads, Group chat!
Anyways, daylight's burning, so let's roll out as soon as you finish getting dressed. I thought we finished getting dressed.
Can I eat first? Or get dressed and head into town? We should probably eat some breakfast.
Yeah, let's eat. Can I eat first? Don't worry about it. I've packed all sorts of snacks for the day, and Oscar totally won't mind if we eat at the library.
Heading to town? Better be good snacks.
Yeah, it's not smart.
Better be good. Hey, it's our friend. The walk to town was short. Stella's house is barely a stone's throw from what remains of Scarlet Hollow's once bustling main street. You shudder as you stare down the thoroughfare, both from the chill in the morning air and the all-too-present memories of everything you witnessed last night.
You see that building labeled Town Hall? That's actually the library. Well, it's also the Town Hall, but that's just a small upstairs office nowadays. That's sad. I guess this town's not what it used to be.
Especially not with ditchlings.
That and our mayor's really into going on walks. I think there's actually going to be a meet and greet later this week. Could be just the pick-me-up we need with everything that's been going on. Stella may be fond of him, but I certainly didn't vote for that beast.
We need to let her know we can talk to animals.
So which one are we going to do then?
Yes, which one do you want to do?
Let's do Qwim. Now wait just a second. You think to yourself, really? Oh wait, is this supposed to be you or me?
I guess I'll do it. Now wait just a second. You think to yourself, really likes going on walks? Gretchen called him a beast? There's no way.
He's a human, right? Huh,
Oh, hey! Avery. Morning, Stella. Same to you, kitty.
Speak of the devil, we were just talking about you. Coming from Stella.
It's Avery.
Sorry.
Coming from Stella's, huh? Y'all have a slumber party?
Sorry y'all, but I'm actually in a bit of a rush this morning. I really can't stop to chat. It'll take me a bit to set up, so if you want to catch up with folks or grab something at the diner, you can meet me at the library when you're done. Let's get early start, I guess. Nah, getting an early start seems important. Cool, that works for me. See you later, Avery. Bye, Mrs. Forsyth.
You and Stella enter the former town hall. Reading adventures. Nice. What once must have been a stately foyer has since been converted into rows of shelves. Meeting rooms and offices long ago gave way to assorted reference collections and reading areas. Kanika quietly waves at you and Stella from her table.
Alright, let's get set up. Hey, y'all look tired. My goodness, what ever happened to common decency? You can't go around telling someone they look unwell. You look marvelous, kitty.
It's either that or that, is my opinion.
Let's do Scooby. I'm still amped up on adrenaline, actually. I've never done a Scooby-Doo before. Some creepy old guy with a real estate scheme and a bad costume is at least a little more believable than monsters and curses. All we need now is for Gretchen to start talking. At least you can understand me, kitty. Though I do wish that my darling Stella could understand me. Anyways, I guess we should get started. I'll be doing most of the research online, but I went ahead and put together some books that might be helpful.
On top of local texts covering the history of Scarlet Hollow, there are also volumes on cryptids and Appalachian folklore.
Oh, thanks, Kanika.
I thought you didn't believe in supernatural stuff. What's up with all the folklore? Reach for the book. We know what's up with the folklore.
Just reach for the book.
Reach for the books.
Stop it.
You reach towards the stack. Well, hey there, strangers. And literal stranger.
His face.
Introduce yourself, remain silent.
Introduce, I guess. Hey, I'm Kitty, Tabitha's cousins. Wow, I'm multiple people.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm Kitty, Tabitha's cousin. I'm in town for the funeral.
Oh, I should have known you were a Scarlet. You look so much like Vivian. Not that I knew her very well. I was still a little kid when she left. But that Scarlet resemblance is, strong. I'm Oscar Gutierrez, Chief Librarian, and only librarian.
Oscar's amazing. He practically built this library from scratch. Yeah, I'm a little jealous of what the kids around here get to grow up with. They don't know how good they have it. Back when I was in elementary school, all the library I had was a couple of shelves of boring books donated by old people.
Y'all are too kind. But speaking of kids, have either of you seen Rosalina around town? I don't want to be a helicopter dad, but she hasn't been answering my texts, and I wanted to make sure she isn't getting into trouble out there. You know the crowd she hangs around with.
They're good kids at heart. I'm sure they're just up at the old Maxwell place doing teen stuff.
That's safe.
Look at the dog's eyes. I went up there plenty of times in my day, but I'm sure we'll keep an eyes peeled.
Okay.
Yeah. I went up there plenty of times in my day, but I'll be sure to keep my eyes peeled.
What's the old Maxwell place?
Yeah, let's do that. What's the old Maxwell place? It's this great old abandoned spot. We used to hang out there when we were teens. Can't believe I used to be so reckless. The floors there were like Swiss cheese.
I should really have a talk with Rosalina when she gets home. I don't like the thoughts of teens getting up to mischief with all those ditchlings in the woods. I'm sure she's fine. Say nothing.
Say nothing.
You say nothing and let the others talk.
You might not want to let her run off like that anymore, though. It's not as safe as it usually is around here.
Oh, is that so?
Kanika's right. There's some weird stuff going on out in the woods. That's actually why we came here today. Have you heard of the creatures called ditchlings? They're a type of cryptid that shows up around places on the brink of disaster. They kind of look like Pillsbury Doughboy was a creepypasta. Kanika's mom told us about them last night after seeing some footage we got in the woods.
Ditchlings? Doesn't ring a bell.
Dang. Worth a shot. Okay, if you were saying try to predict a horrible disaster that might befall our town, where would you start looking?
Well, they say history repeats itself, so I'd probably try and figure out what sort of disasters this region typically falls prey to. Should I be worried about something?
I don't know yet. I'll be right back. Gonna go grab some more books. Behave while I'm gone, Gretchen.
Oh, you don't have to worry about her, Stella. You're such a good dog, aren't you, Gretchen? Here, have a biscuit, old gal.
Well, ain't you the sweetest thing on two legs?
Gretchen inhales the soft biscuit, drool leaking from her toothless mouth as she swallows it whole.
And he was so kind to give it when it was soft. I'm pretty sure Stella's barking up the wrong tree, Oscar. I don't think you have to worry about any horrible calamity befalling the town. But she's right about the weird stuff. There's definitely something unusual going on out in those woods. Nothing we can't get to the bottom of. That's nothing we can't get to the bottom of.
I'm gonna try calling Rosalina again.
I'm sure she's fine, really. Rosalina's a smart kid. She knows better than to go around getting into trouble, and we'll make sure to keep our eyes peeled.
Thanks, Kanika. And Kitty, if you see a 13-year-old girl with a black braid and glasses, would you let her know her dad is worried about her? Oscar anxiously wanders off, phone in hand.
Got him. Just grabbed a whole mess of local history books.
Stella sets a massive pile of books on the table and pulls up a chair.
All right. This is going to be so much faster with the two of you here to help out. Got out our snacks, got our source documents. Let's get this research party started.
Reading awaits. Flip through Veins of Scarlet, a history of the Scarlet Hollow coal mines, soldier woodman leaders, Silas Scarlet, Appalachian folk monsters. Reading is for suckers. Let Kanika and Stella do the work for you.
How about we do...
How about folk monsters?
Sure.
A few entries catch your eye. Wampus cat, large cat-like creature with a loud howling voice, often sounds like a woman crying in pain. Tommyknockers, enigma cave-dwelling creatures, primarily known for causing mischief. Talyupo, a small creature with a long tail and wide yellow eyes. You're done here. Probably this one. That's what we've been hearing.
But it's not cat-like.
Well, better than the cave-dwelling Tommyknockers. Or the long tail, wide yellow eyes. People have been saying this one.
Alright, let's do that.
Often linked to Cherokee legends, some cite the Wampus cat as originating with the story of a woman who sought vengeance against a monstrous cat demon for driving her husband mad. She hunted it down and by wearing a bobcat mask, tricked it into using its own vile magic on itself, freeing the people of their region from its evil. Others say the creature comes from the story of a woman who wore the pelt of a wildcat to witness forbidden hunting rites. The hunters of her village gathered to perform the rites, and she watched in secret from underneath the cat's pelt, but was soon discovered. For her indiscretion, she was fused with the pelt and transformed into the creature that was neither human nor cat, forced to wander the wilderness alone, feared by all. Her calls are those of great sadness and serves as a warning to anyone who dares go against tradition. Yeah, that didn't help at all.
Why don't we do the Talypo?
There was a hunter who lived in a tiny cabin in the middle of the woods, all alone with his hunting dog. One night, after a particularly bad week of hunting, both their stomachs empty, the hunter spied something out of the corner of his eye. Some small creature had gotten into the cabin through a hole, and before he could even figure out what it was, he'd drawn his gun and fired at the thing, his hunger guiding his actions. But it was quick and ran back through its hidey hole and out of sight, leaving only its long black tail shot off by the hunter's rifle. "Guess this'll have to do," he said to his dog, and threw the tail in a pot to cook a soup.
Ew.
He and his dog ate well that night, the tail filling them both up. The hunter crawled into bed, satisfied, and his dog curled up at his feet. He woke up at the sound of long nails scrabbling across wood. His dog was nowhere in sight, only a rumpled spot on the covers where he'd been, and in the gloom he saw two big yellow eyes staring right at him. "Hey, went my Talypo," a high horse... Oh, that wasn't even right. "I want my Talypo," a high hoarse voice croaked from the distance. "Go away!" he screamed at the thing. But it stepped closer to him, still shrouded in darkness, the sound of long claws dragging across hardwood accompanying its movements. "I want my Talypo!" the creature growled again. "I'll get my dog after you," the hunter squeaked, his voice catching in his throat with fear. But there was no dog to be seen. "I want my Talypo!" Before the hunter could so much as scream, the creature leapt from the darkness, long claws stretched out toward the hunter. No one is sure what the creature did to him that night, but the next morning all that remained of the hunter, his dog, and his cabin was a chimney, standing alone in the woods. Might as well read about the Tommyknockers. Tommyknockers originated in Cornish mythology, spreading to the United States when Cornish immigrants began work in Appalachian mines. They're named for the knocking that can be heard from seemingly within the walls before a cave-in. According to some, the knocking series is a benevolent warning. Others believe that the creatures take stolen hammers to the supports of mines and collapse them on whoever's unfortunate enough to still be inside. They are traditionally thought to be impish, leprechaun-like beings, but some claim they are the spirits of dead miners, forever cursed to haunt their final resting place. And we're done. You close the book and put it back. Oh my goodness gracious. Veins of Scarlet, a history of the Scarlet Hollow coal mines. Sure. Forced into retirement at age 50 due to a war injury from his time in the Indian Wars, exacerbated by his short stint serving as a captain in the Confederacy, Silas Scarlet also lost his eldest two sons to that bloodiest of wars, leaving his third eldest son, Andrew Jackson Scarlet, to take charge of the mine. Under his leadership, the mine prospered, undoubtedly in part due to the growth of the railroad industry. Managed to evade the coal union for decades, making them one of the most profitable mines in the country. Andrew Scarlet built the surrounding town into what it is today, with expensive stone buildings, a bustling main street, and overseeing it all the elegant Scarlet Estate. That was until 1889, the largest and finest feat of architecture in the region. Culminating in the tragic collapse of 1918, it was found that Charles Shaw, the co-manager of the mine, had loosened security measures to increase production during World War I, resulting in a fatal collapse and the death of over 160 men and boys, some as young as 10. The casualties included Andrew Jackson Scarlet's eldest son, Theodore, who had taken over for his aging father during the bustle of the war. His brother, Enoch V. Scarlet, managed to pull the mine from the brink of ruin, thereby saving the town. So this is how your family made its fortune. Alright, Silas Scarlet, soldier, woodsman, leader. Silas Everett Scarlet was born to Colonel Everett J. Scarlet in 1818, one of the 12 siblings. He grew up in eastern North Carolina during a tumultuous time in the state's history, and not much is known about his life before he joined the Army in 1836. He quickly rose through the ranks, in part due to his father's connections, but also due to a particular ruthlessness for which he received the nickname Bloody Silas Scarlet. The federal government granted the now Captain Silas a tract of bounty land in exchange for his service in the Indian War, and he settled in the hills of North Carolina in 1841. That land would become Scarlet Hollow. But it started as a simple log cabin built by Silas's own two hands, occupied by his family of 10, Silas, his wife Mary Joseph Scarlet, and their 8 children. Logging business brought many workers and fellow landowners to the hills, but it wasn't until Silas discovered rich seams of coal running underneath the entire region that Scarlet Hollow was really put on the map. He saved what he could and bought the surrounding hillside at a great discount, cleverly hiding what he knew about the land's true value. Thus he had all the resources to found Scarlet Hollow's now famous coal mine. You're finished with this one.
Yeah.
We should call that good. Yeah. I think that's a really good place to go ahead and stop. That's some really interesting history, and yeah, we're moving along quite nicely. So, this here is TT.
And this is Qwim.
And we will catch you on the next one. Goodbye!